Alright, this is just a quick little video showing off a couple of Photoshop tips on how to do fonts. Fonts are always tricky because they tend to be something that people want to do to recreate as an overlay or as a decal, and it's always a little tricky to figure out, do I use a font? Do I try and trace the letters? What do I do, and how can I do it without spending a week doing it? So, I have an old scan of a miso, or, sorry, the ice review playfield. I've got the area up top here that is the 5 point area, and this is kind of where I would start. So there's a couple of options on things like this. You can use the color, the magic wand, which selects it attempts to select areas that are reasonably the same color and pick everything else. But then you run into all sorts of cleanup problems on something like this, which is a nice geometric shape. You can recreate that yourself. So one of the cool things is if you go to tools, you've got a rounded rectangle tool. And the rounded rectangle tool does just what it says. It creates rectangles that have rounded corners. Um, Control Z, back that out. But one of the features of it is if you make the radius too big, it will automatically shrink that down. So let's make the radius 200 pixels. And now you can see that's a pretty big radius. Um, but here's the cool thing. If you then start drawing and you just go the distance you want, it'll automatically shrink it. And so there we are. We've got I'm going straight across. Of course, I didn't get a full scan here, so we'll just stop there. And we've got the exact cutout that we need. Of course, it's black, but that's okay. This is a shape, so we can just go in, tell it I want it to be white. So there we go. So now we've got a white background for our lettering, which will, this could be used as the if you were using white decal paper, this is where you would use that. All right, so we'll just turn that off for now. So the rounded rectangle tool is useful because this type of a font is very convenient because it's basically made out of geometric shapes. So you have to kind of think of it that way. This bottom area is the bottom half of a rounded rectangle. If I look at this 5, I've got a rounded rectangle there. It's squared off here, but this whole thing is basically just a rounded rectangle. So let's just do that. We'll do a rounded rectangle. Well, that's not going to work. All right, let's set this down to about 20 pixels instead of 200 and see how that looks. And we'll do that. We'll just draw it in. How does that look? I think that looks pretty good. Maybe move this down a little bit. Yeah, that looks pretty good. We got to, of course, change it to black. And now it may be a little bit small. Oop. Yeah, actually, let's back out again, and we'll redo it here. We'll just do a little bit larger one that goes all the way down to where the black is. I'm actually at 200%, so things are a little bit blurry at the moment. Oops, of course I still had it on white. Let's change it to black. Okay. Now and then of course you can't do anything with it until you rasterize it. So I right click on the shape, rasterize it. Now it's not a shape anymore. Now it's just a bunch of pixels. So the rest of the 5 here is just rectangles. So I'm just going to basically take a rectangle. Got to be careful. I didn't get that quite right. There we go. Take the rectangle, and And just take the pen tool and I don't have to worry about staying inside the lines because the mask I just created forces that. And then we do this and create another one, and bam. All right, I got most of a 5 done. You can see. Now the issue is, of course, in the center. My dog's in the background. All right, so in order to cut out the stuff in the center, what we use is the vector masking tool. So this allows us to kind of draw any kind of shape we want to be the cutout or to be the mask. So I'm just going to go there and there, and I'm just basically drawing it around, and there. And the reason why I'm doing this is because this kind of a weird angle here, which you have to duplicate, and then I enter, and I now have a mask. And now I can turn that shape back on and hit the delete key, and bam, I've got a perfect 5. So now we can see here that's what it looks like, and it matches the original exactly. And something like the P is even easier because we just go for the rectangle. We'll use the same radius so that all the letters look pretty similar, and we do that. I then rasterize it. Then we take this rectangle, create a mask, paint it in, and we've almost got the P done. The thing we need to worry about now is that thing in the center, but I can use the rectangle. Just take that, grab the rectangle, turn the shape back on. The rectangle's still there, and now I just hit the delete key, and bam, the P is done. The O is the same way. The I is a simple rectangle. The N is 2 rectangles with a vector line in between. The T is 2 rectangles. The S is the same as that 5. It's a rounded rectangle around the outside with a pretty straightforward cutout. You might have to round out a little bit right there on the edge, but other than that, tracing lettering is not, this type of lettering is not that hard. Something like this word special, that's going to be a little tricky because although the I's and the A's and things like that are all straight lines, that C is a weird one, so that would take some work. But you can see that creating paint masks or decals or something like that of lettering is not as hard as you think. So anyway, there's a good idea.